and welcome
to Scott Till's Home Shop.
Yes, I am Scott.
And I am Tira.
And we hope you enjoy the following video, so stay tuned. Hey, welcome everyone to Scott Till's Home Shop. I'm Scott. Tira's in there still doing class, as it's about 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock, somewhere in that neighborhood. And if you pan over here, if you pan over there, you can see I'm building a dust box. Now this dust box is a little, not like everybody else would think. It's around the column because I don't have enough room to have put it against the wall behind it. So I'm building up right here. For those that know about red alarm saws, you know there can be a second fence, but you can't cross cut on the second fence. So there's no need to have it unless you're ripping, unless you need to rip something that extra little bit. I don't. I got a table saw if I need to go over what the red alarm saw can rip. So what I'm doing right now is, this is the lid. I'm fixing to lay out the lid, and then I'm going to get that set up, and then I got a piece over here that I'm having to work on, and we're fixing to I must have made a bigger hole for something. I gotta measure this and see what this is. This is 3. What's this? Let me see what this one is to there. To there, it's 1 3/4 inches. That's what I'm gonna cut it to. Well, that's actually too big. That's more than 1 3/4 inches. It's 1 7/8 inches. Just got bumped. Alright, now I get to go through all of that. Alright, so that'll be cut out on a bandsaw. And I'll go in right here, make the circle, and then come out right here. This piece will come out so you can slide it in, and this piece will go in, and it'll have a little piece glued to the top and bottom of it so that it slides in like a insert. And that's I did all that to show you this over here, so that I can demonstrate. This piece right here is going to go on, sandwiched together like that. And the piece that is sticking over there up the two sides like this, when you slide this piece in, it'll go in like that. You can put a little clamp if you wanted to, or shoot a little screw through there. But if you need to do something, you want to be able to take it apart. Now all this is going to be glued together on each end, but I'm not going to glue it all to that. That's glued together. Worst case scenario, I have to cut out the bottom down there, which I don't know if you can see or not, but it goes around the column. I have to cut it out like this piece so that it can be slid off the back. Well, we're not doing that right now. So right now what we are doing is making sure I don't get the wrong piece. This piece goes in here like this. This piece goes in here like this. Actually, No. Just goes on the outside. Yeah, I don't need one on the inside. Besides, if I did, well, yeah, I do. Or yeah, I can use one. Oh, excuse me. Now what I'm doing is I want to reinforce this half of the box more with some little pieces just so that it can be taken in and out when you need to clean up under the saw. So I'm just putting some little blocks. They're not even the same size blocks. They're different size blocks. So, and I'm using my urethane glue. Some people don't like it. I don't have a problem with it. I'm using it because I'm on something rough and it's not going to seal very well. This is a 1/4 inch press board or oh, I don't know what you call it. It's like a tile backer board or something, made out of cardboard or something. I don't know the exact name of it. But what I'm doing is I'm scratching this surface up with some 60 grit sandpaper, blowing the dust out of it, just so I can put these blocks in here, and the glue will stick. It'll lock into the scratches. Well, actually, I'm using a piece that's really rough so that it helps lock into it. I'm not sure that you can ever sand a piece of wood smooth enough that glue wouldn't stick to it, but and for glue, I actually kind of like these little squeeze clamps. It takes a few seconds to get them exactly right to where they don't want to slide on their own. But the nice thing about squeeze clamps is they do just that. They just continue to squeeze all day. If you tighten down a C-clamp like this, now C-clamps have their strength. Squeeze clamps don't have the power of a C-clamp. But if it's just glue, that you're trying to evacuate out of a joint, then the only thing that you're trying to do is give it time for the glue to spread out. Well, the C-clamp will quit clamping after a while. Yes, you can sit there and clamp it. I understand that C-clamps will do the same thing. Okay, but my point is that I won't leave a mark on soft wood with a squeeze clamp like I will squeezing out the glue. And a lot of times what I've done is I've put a couple of squeeze clamps on something, come back 10 minutes later, and then put the other clamps on, and I don't have to tighten them down as tight. What they didn't do is the throat right here came up past the plate. And so if you went in too far and wasn't thinking about it, or you went in trying to get the full depth of the clamp, as soon as you clamped it on, it did that and rolled your pieces. So what I did is I kept grinding that out until I got it nice and flat, and then I welded a washer on there, and I haven't had any problems since. And I can use that to put down on soft wood when I'm clamping against something like this. You couldn't leave a mark in that if you tried. Well, I imagine you could if you really tried. Somebody out there will say, yeah, you can. Now this is expanding glue, so I may go ahead and get a C-clamp to put, or bar clamp. Try not to kick the camera. To put on this other end. Because I don't want that being pushed off. And I'm not worried about the glue run out on this. This is a breather box. Or a dust collecting box. I don't care if it squishes the glue out all over the place. This has already started expanding, so I doubt. Let me tell y'all a funny joke. Well, it's not a joke that you would find in any book. It's just a joke, period. It's funny to me. It happened to me. I was the star. I'm sure everybody knows what Carmac's lip balm is. And in the little tube. Well, Carmac's lip balm is really, really soft. It's not like lipstick. I mean, not lipstick, chapstick. Somebody out there's going to nail me on that. Pierre, be easy on me, Pierre. I know that I said lipstick. No, not lipstick, chapstick. Chapstick is harder, and so you have to bring it out above the tube. If you do that with Carmac's, you're going to have it all over your face. So it has a little clicker on the handle. On the little tube, it just goes click, and that's all how much you do it. Well, I was putting it on my mouth last night because I got a chapped lip, and evidently squeezed some of it down around the threads of the end of the little tube. Well, I hadn't done my top lip yet, so I just thought I would just take the tube and run it across my lip and then, do all that lip smacking stuff. Well, I didn't realize that I'd gotten a piece of it in my mouth. Well, everybody says, well, just go wash your mouth out. Rinse your mouth out. Well, normal people can do that. And I can. I just had 2 teeth pulled. And they just clotted about an hour before that. I wasn't fixing to go chance swishing water around in my mouth and wind up with a dry socket. So, I'm on day number 2. Well, actually, I'm on day number 2 is in if 12 o'clock midnight. It happened before 12 o'clock midnight. And then, so I'm on day 1 of can't swish out this stupid taste out of my mouth. God, it's nasty. Oh God, is it nasty? It is the damn worst. It's the damn worst. My wife said, you need to turn on a damn light instead of trying to do shit in the dark. Alright. So now I'm going to glue these 2 together. They're all been sanded up real good. And we're going to use this same glue. But I'm going to clamp them against my saw table. And so, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. That's got fingerprints on it. I would use the air compressor, but that'll do it. Wipe it off on my pants. Alright, so that goes like that. All lines up on the back side. And that could have went. Hold on a minute. And I don't think this thing needs a major gluing. I really don't think it needs anything major. It's just holding a piece together that could have been held together with painter's tape. If you notice, I got painter's tape on the joints of my dust collector, and it worked great. My dad started doing that. So I just, you idiot. Alright, let's see here. So we're going to put you here. Now, these squeeze clamps obviously do work. Well, down. The tighter you, the further the jaws are forced open. That's with any spring. The tighter you push it down, the tighter it squeezes. Oh, and I got it on that. Well, somebody should appreciate the fact that I show the mess ups as well as the good stuff too. Because now I got that, now I got glue where I need there not to be glue. And I just put it right there, see? It's good to go. Alright, well, that'll be alright. Let's just see if we can get this to hold together and not raise up. So I got to make another one. So this is just one end. Alright, so when that glue sets, this piece right here slides in this way, straight in. So when this piece is set, that glue will be sanded off, and these pieces will be nailed onto the end or screwed, and then they'll go on the outside of what's already there. And this will just keep any dust that's falling on the bottom to help keep it moving. And also simply to collect it. See, a lot of this is just to collect it. Okay, you collect the dust, and then when you're done sawing, you move the saw head out of the way, and you turn the dust collector on. It'll be running the whole time, but you turn the dust collector on, and you just take your hand and flick it towards you, if it doesn't pull it all the way in. But it's not on the floor. It's not on the saw. It's not on the shelves. It's where it's supposed to be. So let's see if we can go ahead and scrape some of this glue off while we're waiting. There we go. That'll all come off. I'm just using it to cover the whole end of the board. Nothing sticks to glue like glue. There we go. My dad doesn't like this, but I do. Alright, so we're going to put that down here on the shelf to dry. We're going to put that up here, hopefully. I don't see it, I see it activating. It's just, I didn't get it completely soppy wet. This will then go on the inside, and that will form a little socket. Matter of fact, I could go ahead and put that on there now while we're waiting. I'm just going to put a couple of drops, because I mean that's enough to tear it apart if you try to take it back apart, enough to tear it all up. But and there you go, see, that makes a socket. And this all goes on this way. And I will put a little putty or caulking right here just to even that ramp out, so that it's not an abrupt. But there you go. And that'll glue on there. I could have filled that in, and I may still fill that in. Doesn't matter if this is thick. This just goes on this little side. Just goes on this little side right here and slides up on top of that. And then forms a coupling. And once I get all that glued up and everything's glued, then I'll be able to tell how long to make the other end, and whether or not I need to shorten this. And if I do, I'll go ahead and shorten those pieces before I glue them up. I could have taken the dust box and taken the elbow off and turned it straight up, but I'm killing two birds with one stone. That dust elbow is holding the whole dust system up on that side because I couldn't get over behind there to put a clamp in there. So, and there you go. All right. Well, bring it back when I got more to show you. Okay.